All right, Noah. Hopefully this isn't too late for you. I have put it off for a while and I'm a little rusty, but wanted to still show you the Dracoslayer combos as promised. So I'm going to show you a few main ones and then just some random extra stuff. Show you a basic deck profile first. This is pretty malleable. I'll tell you what all is essential. So, essential: 3 Ignis, Dynamite, 3 Luster, I think Master's essential, 3 Majesty, and I like Lecter because I like the Draco Face-Off package. I don't see any reason to play Vector, the vanilla. I see no reason to. The scale doesn't matter. You don't need 2 of them. If you draw it, it's whatever. But the other one's a vanilla, which means it can't make Beyond the Pendulum, which sucks. She takes 2 effect monsters. So I think just this one guy is fine. So for the Dracoslayers, that's all you need. True Evolution is impeccable. I like the Magician package. You can cut it, but I still like it. Trying to find where the other purple, there he is. So you got 1 Harmonizing, 2 purple. You don't need any more than that. It'll brick you up. You search Harmonizing whenever you need her. Otherwise, if you draw it, cool. If you don't, you're probably fine anyways. If you do draw it, it's a really nice extender. But you can do 2 Harmonizing if you want to draw it more often, but I really don't think that's necessary, especially with Draco Face-Off now being in the deck, because that's just another extender. 3 Bambuku just searches your Majesty Pegasus, and he's untargetable. People forget that. Then your other normal summon is Joker. I bounce around between 2 and 3, but I think 2 of him is good, because between him and the 3 Bambuku, you almost always draw 1 of your normal summons, and even if you don't, it's usually okay. The deck thrives off of 2 card combos, so these are just other ways to get to those, but if you open multiples of them, it can be really irritating. And then the other Poor Pals, these are only if you want to play the Barone combo. If you're not doing that, you don't really need these. They can flex into another Ignister if you need to, if you get interrupted, or if you just open an awkward hand, so that's also possible. But usually these are just there to make Barone. If you hard open Monkey Board, it's actually really nice. Because then you don't have to search it off Beyond the Pendulum. You can search Harmonizing or more follow-up. If you hard open Seer or Synchron, it's not as great, but he actually can be like a 1.5 card combo. So it's not awful. Well, I should say, if you open Monkey Board alone, he's basically a 1 card combo. If you open Synchron, it lets Monkey Board search a Joker for follow-up instead of searching the Synchron. So it's not terrible to open any part of that, but Joker is probably the best one to open, if not Monkey Board. Sloth, because I still think the best version of the deck is the one that does the Sloth lock. It's kind of douchey, but I mean, it's just the best way to play the deck, I think. This plus Secret Village with Dynaster and your Majesty Pegasus is extremely hard to out. They just have to draw like a Kaiju or a Lava Golem Sphere Mode, which people aren't playing very much right now. Other than that, their outs are extremely limited, especially if you have the Barone up as well to protect it, which is pretty consistent. Then you have room for non-engine. Right now, I just have in here like a triple attack, some ashes, some nibs. You can play around with this. This build of the deck is 41 cards, I believe. You can push up to like 43 without really having any issues. Like I said, you thrive off of 2 card combos. Cross out with Droll is not a bad idea right now because that card is so prevalent. I would heavily consider that. Maybe cut the attack and ash, leave in nibs, and put in 3 cross out and 1 Droll. I think that could be good, and maybe a 3rd nib. So that's just sort of non-engine. You got your 3 Draco Face-Off. It's really good, honestly. I put down the deck not too long after getting this because I just want to try other things and all that. But every time I did play it with this, I really liked it. Either way, it's essentially a +1. You're either getting a Majesty Pegasus or whatever Dracoslayer you're missing for your combo, or you'll just get your Vector on the field as a 4, and that just helps you get into your Ignister to start comboing a lot easier without having to use normal summon. The 2 field spells, I main deck the Secret Village because I'm greedy. You can just play the Sky Iris. Oh, hang on just a second. Be right back. With me? No. Okay, sorry. I'll try to edit that out. So yeah, I'm greedy, so I play Secret Village in the main deck. You can side it if you want to. Going second, it actually can be good, especially against something like Branded or the new Chimera deck that sets up the fusion on your turn for Guardian Chimera. If they don't have a spellcaster and you just activate this and put a spellcaster on board, it's really good. Otherwise, you just want it going first, obviously. The base combo, I'll show you first, just ends on Skyris. It doesn't end on the Secret Village. But I'll tell you a list of cards that if you open, you can go for Secret Village instead because you don't need the Iris. It's basically just if you have a way to a Revolution plus your combo, or if you open either field spell. But I'll go through that after I show you the Iris combo in the general. And then I guess Called By you can count as non-engine, kind of necessary because of Droll. There are hands where Ash ends your combo, there are hands where it doesn't, but it's good there too. I would keep this in the main right now because of Droll, but that's our part of your non-engine as well. And then Dynamis Charge and Rhoda. I think Rhoda is very necessary because your best 2-card combo is Ignis plus Majesty Pegasus. This is your 4th Ignis, and Bambukus are your 4th through 6th Majesty Pegasus. Charge is really good because it adds back the Dynamist, and so there are like ways that this turns you into, like, for example, Dynamist plus Luster Pendulum is not full combo, but Charge plus Luster is full combo. So I don't know, it's really good. Kind of rough in a Droll format, but I still think it's just worth playing. All right, so now I'll show you the extra deck. This one I just kind of threw together. It's got everything you need for the combo. There's you got like 2-3 flex spots in the extra deck that you can sort of play with. Barone, necessary if you're gonna do Barone combo. Double Ignis, you need at least 2. You can play 3, but I don't usually have that really come up, especially with Diablosis gone, but at least 2 Ignis. And Tilting Entrainment is needed for the Barone combo as well. There are other versions of the combo that put up Vortex and Barone, but it's brickier, and it involves playing more Odd Eyes cards, but I just don't think that's really worth it. In that case, you don't need the train, but in this version you do. One Magister, he's part of the combo, and he searches you follow-up, which is really nice. Baguska, I think, is just necessary. Zeus is a card that's missing in this. That would be the 15th card. I would throw that in. It actually comes up a good bit, especially with talents, taking in whatever. Sucks to clear your scales, but this deck searches follow-up so well that you can usually have scales for follow-up anyways. And then your Dynaster, obviously part of the inboard, plus extension to help you get to the inboard. Spheres, part of the inboard. I play Double Beyond. It comes up a lot, especially where if you go first, you use 1 on your first turn and then 1 on your second turn, because it's really good at breaking boards as well as establishing your own. Plus, you just need another link too, oftentimes with Pendulum decks. Selene, part of the combo. Xanthus, part of the combo. I originally played Boral Sword instead of Access Code because in weird scenarios, you could turn Boral Sword and Ignis into, or Ignister into Spheres if you were going second and couldn't quite kill, but could clear the board and set up a board. I ended up swapping to Access Code because you do end up putting about 2 attributes of links in the grave with your light and your dark. The 2 pops is nice in addition to your spins with Ignister. Plus this plus Ignister is like 80-150, so that's lethal. Additionally, if you do end up whiffing lethal with this, you just turn this into Zealantis. Zealantis reset your Ignister. Ignister summon Luster, make Spheres that way. So this still ends up being Spheres if you whiff lethal. So when I realized that, I swapped back to this instead of Boral Sword. Underworld Goddess, I like. Your non-targeting shuffling gets rid of most things, but this is good against like Purely. So otherwise you don't really have an out to Noir. But this is one of your flex spots for sure. So this, Baguska, and the Zeus slot, I would say are all flex spots. Access Code, some people don't play a kill card in the extra deck in this deck, and just say I'm gonna put big bodies on the board and kill you that way. That's fine, but I always like having one of those options. All right, so now I will just show you some of the basic combos. I'll show you first the best 2-card combo like I mentioned before, which is just Pegasus Phoenix. I'll throw down 3 cards. Here's your other cards that don't matter. But this is literally just a 2-card combo. You can play it safer and make it a 2.5-card combo and discard something else. It plays around Bestials, plays around Nibiru and whatnot, but if you're greedy, it's just 2-card combo, so let's show that. So you scale, Majesty Pegasus effect, we'll search for your Dynamite and pop your Ignis effect, summon a Slayer. It doesn't super matter which one you get. I usually just go ahead and get Luster because he's good to have in rotation. Scale Dynamite, effect Special Pegasus. Don't use her effect yet if you're doing the greedy way. If you're doing the safe way, you would go ahead and use her effect, search Sky Iris, pitch a card, and then you have that in case you get Nibiru. It will bring back the Ignister you're about to make, and it can help you extend from there. If you're doing the greedy way though, don't use the effect yet. This is a tuner. It would be regardless because of his effect. So you synchro into Ignister. You go Ignister effect. Important here is you want to get if you're doing Secret Village, if you have one of the cards in your hand that lets you do Secret Village, you have to get a Majesty Pegasus here. Otherwise, you have to give up advantage later. If you're not doing Secret Village, you can do either way. But I'd usually just go ahead and grab another one of her. Then we link these two off into Beyond the Pendulum. Beyond the Pendulum effect is going to search your monkey board. Then we scale the monkey board. We pendulum summon. Importantly, we want to summon one of the Pegasuses here, and we can just do like a Luster. That part doesn't matter as much. So now we've summoned. We still don't use her effect. We go monkey board effect. We're going to search our Synchron. Now we overlay into Magister Paladin. Declare the effect on summon to search in the end phase. It's important. We activate the effect, detach Majesty Pegasus to special the other Majesty Pegasus. Use her effect. So this is where we search. And this is where if we had one of the cards, I'm going to mention in a bit, we would get Village. Otherwise, we get Iris. So we get the Iris. Go ahead and activate the Iris because you need the third spell. If you used any sort of other spell this turn that's in the grave, you don't have to activate the Iris now. Otherwise, you have to activate it because of Selene, but it doesn't hurt to do it now. Link the XYZ and Beyond the Pendulum into Selene. Selene effect will give her 3 spell counters because you have 3 spells. And then Selene effect, remove those 3 counters. You'll summon the Odd Eye Synchron from hand. I'm sorry. When we search the field spell of this, we discard the Odd Eye Synchron. That's the greedy part. This plays into Bestials because he's a dark. But you Selene now, summon from the graveyard. So if you do it the safe way, you discarded one of these earlier cards, and then you have this in hand, and you have to Selene summon it from hand. So it's just not as free as using this as your discard and summoning it from grave. But this is the greedy way. So you summon him to his own she points to. Activate his effect. You'll summon the monkey board and synchro for 8. You'll get Tilting Entrainment. Train effect is going to summon a pendulum from the extra. You'll get the Synchron. Important here, make sure whenever you summon the train that you have link zones available to you. There are weird game states where you have to sort of manage that. And when you summon the train, you'll either be able to put it in like Selene's last zone or a different zone. Make sure you leave a zone open because otherwise when you summon a pin from the extra deck, it has to go to a link zone. So summon that, and then you'll synchro these 2 for Barone. Whatever he summoned, or whenever he leaves the field after being summoned from extra, he gets banished. So he's gone, whatever. There's Barone. Now you're insulated, so now you're happy. So at this point, you go Iris, pop your scale to search for a Revolution Dragon. We activate Revolution and scale, use its effect. We summon back the Ignister. We Ignister, summon from deck again, because he's soft once per turn. Here, it's important that you want to get a Dynamite, because you're going to make Dynaster here with this Majesty Pegasus. And when you do that, you'll declare the Dynamite effect to add the Pegasus back to your hand, because she is like the best extender to have for next turn. If you already have one in your hand, you can add back any of your other Dracoslayers in there instead, but usually she's the pick. So from here, you will Dynaster effect to summon a Dracoslayer from the graveyard. This is where if you were able to go for the Secret Village line, you leave the Pegasus in the graveyard because you want to summon her at the very end. If you did not go for Secret Village, you can go ahead and get her now. So in this case, we're not going for the village. We'll go ahead and summon the Pegasus here just to have it in the extra deck for later. Link her and Selene into Zealantis. You go Zealantis effect. It'll blink out the board, summon it back. The one important thing I would say is try to keep in mind your zones that you're going to end up with. I like having spheres point to 2 empty zones so that if I do get to keep them on board, I have 2 zones of pendulum summon for. Or you can fill up the spheres zones and just leave the Zealantis zones free. Doesn't matter, but try to be efficient with it. You always want Zealantis in one of these sort of middle zones and Barone in the other, because these are things that are probably going to stay on board. So you've done that, you've reset your guys. So now you can go Ignister effect to summon from your deck. I don't know why I'm looking at my graveyard. Summon from your deck, and you'll get a Luster Pendulum. You can get Master as well if you want. It just has to be a dragon, but I wouldn't get rid of the one of Master in case you need to search a low scale later. Link your 2 dragons off into spheres. And now if you want to, this is where if you had Secret Village, you would now Dinosaur effect, especially summon the Majesty from the graveyard. But if you're not doing that, you can summon back the Luster. It's usually not worth it because it loses more to evenly. It's just another card you lose from that. It doesn't really serve you to put it on the board, and it makes it harder to out your own Sloth later if you clog up a zone. So I usually just leave it in the graveyard, don't use this effect, but you can if you want to. So now we go to end phase, Magister Paladin resolves, and that's going to usually search you a Skullcrobat Joker as follow-up for next turn. If you want, you can just straight up grab like a Revolution Dragon, but the fact that he can either search Revolution Dragon or Harmonizing is really nice, just depending on what you need. But also, if you have Secret Village up, I would always grab him because you want to have it where if they do clear all your monsters but you still have the village, you can normal summon a spellcaster that gets you follow-up for that turn. So I always get Joker. But so this is the result of the 2-card combo. You still have 5 cards in hand. 2 of them are the best cards in your deck. And then you have your full board. You have the Iris, which isn't really doing anything now, but if it gets back to your next turn, it searches another revive for Ignister. You have your Dinoster, your Spheres, your Barone, your Zealantis. Spheres during your opponent's turn is going to bounce a card and summon your Sloth. You're going to apologize, but whatever. So you'll summon him. Usually your opponent's going to say, oh, okay, 0 defense, battle phase, attack, and you'll say, the attack resolves. It doesn't die because of Dinoster. And they go, oh, and they read this for the 5th time. If they try to evenly, you have Barone. If they have double evenly, or they have a way of stopping Barone, so say they have, not necessarily Dark Ruler, because that's sort of a niche case. Say they have like Kaiju plus evenly, they Kaiju Barone, then they evenly. All you have to do, and this is one of the things I love about the deck, it plays through evenly really well. So let's say this is negated for some reason, imperm, whatever. You go battle phase. In a battle phase evenly. You go, okay, chain spheres. Bounce one of your own cards. Usually I pick the Sky Iris because that starts to do stuff on your next turn. You resolve the evenly, keep the Dinoster, and then on resolution, you go Spheres effect, summon the Sloth. They are now past the battle phase, and you still have Dinoster Sloth. So it's extremely hard for them to play in main phase 2. On your next turn, you draw a card, you just go Sky Iris effect, pop the Sloth, search a Revolution, and you will very easily kill them with your 6-card hand plus Revolution for Ignister. So that is the 2-card combo with just Majesty Pegasus and Ignister, or Ignis. So super easy. Yeah, I will now, I'll go ahead and tell you the list of cards that let you go for Secret Village while I'm sort of getting this reset here. Those are generally going to be, from my experience, if you hard open either the field spells, so Sky Iris or the Secret Village itself, because if you have one, then you just search the other and you get to use both in the same turn. Or if you open Joker plus your full combo already, Revolution plus your combo, Monkey Board plus your combo, or Harmonizing plus your combo. If you open any of these cards plus a 2-card combo, then you are, with no interruptions, you are guaranteed to be able to Secret Village your opponent. Because the only reason we have to get the Sky Iris is so after we do the Selene play, we make the Barone and all that, we have to have a way from there reviving the Ignister to do the last bit of the combo, get to Zealantis and Dinoster. So as long as we can have that way to revive Ignister, we're good. We don't have to worry about getting the Sky Iris. So all of these do it because Harmonizing just makes a second Ignister instead of reviving the one. So you just use the second one. Monkey board, if you open this, then you can just search the harmonizing instead of monkey board with your Beyond the Pendulum. And so same thing, you just make a second ignister. If you open Revolution, well, you don't have to search it, you just have it, so you're good. And Joker, if you also open your combo, he searches Revolution, or harmonizing technically, but probably is Revolution, and does the same thing they do on their own. So they're all pretty self-explanatory. I think they all make sense. You can sort of play with that however you want. One other example I'll give you of a 2-card combo that gets you there is going to be Luster Pendulum plus Ignis Phoenix. And I'll show you how that goes. Let me just reset this. Hopefully this is all making some sense. Hopefully I'm not doing too quick. If so, you can just repeat it. When I was learning this deck, I watched a few combo videos and just had to put them on repeat while I labbed it out. I did that for a few hours. Eventually I got it. All right, so again, this is a 2-card combo. Luster Pendulum plus Ignis. Keep in mind that any of the cards that search these 2-card combos also make it work. So before, Bambuku plus Ignis Phoenix is also full combo. Also, I don't know if you noticed, in that last combo we did not normal summon at any point. So that's available to you as well. But yeah, so this combo will use your normal summon, but it still gets you there. So you scale, Luster effect, destroy Ignis, search another Ignis, and then Ignis effect will summon a guy. In this case, it doesn't particularly matter which one you summon. Again, I usually just go with Luster. You can do whatever you want. We normal summon the Ignis Phoenix, and we synchro into Ignister. Ignister effect, we'll summon a Pegasus because we need one in rotation. We link these two into our Beyond. Beyond effect is going to search for the monkey board. And this is where things are going to start to get very familiar. Once I find them, there he is. Activate monkey board. So from here, we pendulum summon. This is where if you summon, instead of the Luster, if you summon Majesty Pegasus, this is how you would, if you're going for the Secret Village play, you would want to summon the Majesty Pegasus because you want one in graveyard and one to add back to hand for next turn. But if you're not going for Secret Village, it's good to get Luster because at this point when you pendulum summon, it's nice to be able to, if you need to, make a second Ignister if they like Ash the monkey board or something like that. But you want to leave the Pegasus in the extra deck because we're going to do the greedy way. You can do less greedy where you discard something besides the Synchron, but I don't usually do that. So pin summon these, overlay, grab our Magister, effect to search in the end phase, and then remember that search in the end phase. Effect to summon from extra. Again, with him, same with Dynastor, make sure you have a link zone open. There are times where you like normal summon like a Joker to start your play, and then you get to this point, and if you have like a Joker over here, because you overlay a Joker for this, say you have like a Joker and Ignis and then pin summon Luster. If you overlay the Joker and Ignis and put it here, you now cannot use your Magister Paladin effect. You have to like link off into Selene early. It gets really wonky. So just make sure you do not put this in a link zone just to play around that. So use his effect. You summon you summon him, get on some effect. Monkey board effect, get your Synchron. Always remember to do that first. Now you do this, summon Pegasus. Pegasus effect is going to search your Sky Iris and discard the Synchron. Then we activate the Iris, we link. Also, one thing you can do that's kind of a funny ruling is if you want, you can set the field spell face down. Selene will still count that as a spell because she doesn't specify face up spells, and the only thing that can be in the zone is a spell card, so it's still treated as a spell even while face down. If you don't want to risk your opponent calling a judge over that, whatever, just put it face up. The only benefit it offers you is temporarily bluffing that this could be Secret Village or something or some other field spell. It's usually not worth it, but it's kind of funny that you can do that. So here we go, Selene effect to summon our Synchron. Synchron with monkey board to the train. If you have to, in a weird sort of line here, say, I don't know, they DD Crow this Ignister or something like that, instead of going into the train, you can make a second Ignister here instead of the train. And that's a way that you can give up Barone but still get Secret Village there instead. And I might show you that in a minute as well. But that's just if you're willing to give up the Barone to play a little bit safer. So train effect, summon the Synchron, synchro those two to Barone. Now you Iris your other scale away, get your Revolution. Activate Revolution, effect for Ignister. Ignister effect, make sure you summon the Dynamite power load here. Contact Fuse to your Dynaster. Dynamite effect, add back your Pegasus. And then Dynamite effect, special summon from the hand or grave. Get your guy. We'll link these two into Zealantis. Zealantis effect. Now, this is actually an interesting version of this. So if you have Secret Village, in this case, because we didn't get the other Pegasus Engraver earlier, we would have to Barone pop the Zealantis to be able to get to everything, or get rid of the one in hand, but we would rather just get rid of Zealantis. He doesn't do much. In this case, we're fine. We'll just go effective Ignister, summon from deck, your Luster, link those, pop up, 2 spheres. You don't want this here, you want this here. Because here it takes up both of these zones, you'd rather it here, here. In phase, we search our Joker. Pop. All right, and now we're good. We have the exact same board as last time, the exact same cards in hand, the exact same follow-up. We're all good. So this is another 2-card combo. So I'll just show you some variations on the combo, where we get the Secret Village, and one where you play safe and just don't make Barone. And for that, we'll say that we opened a Revolution Dragon alongside a 2-card combo. For this one, I might just go ahead and show this one, as long as I can remember it. It's been a while since I've done these. So Luster plus Charge. Still be 2-card combo. Put all this back. I'm very OCD about my extra deck being in order. It makes me misplay if it is not, because I'm confused. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, so let's see if I remember this 2-card combo here. So we activate Charge, search for Dynamite. We activate Dynamite, activate Luster. We go Luster effect, pop Dynamite to search another one. And then Charge effect is mandatory. It'll add this other Dynamite back to our hand. So here we'll go activate Dynamite, effect is special summon Luster, and then we normal summon the other Dynamite. Synchro here into Ignister. Ignister effect. We're gonna go ahead and summon our Majesty Pegasus. We go ahead and get access to that. Then we will link here, and it's going to start to look very familiar. Go beyond effect, and we are of course getting our monkey board. Once I find him, there he is. We activate the monkey, we pendulum summon, and so here we are going for Secret Village. So we are going to want to go ahead and summon the Pegasus, and we'll just get the Luster. And then we will overlay them. Let's see, make sure I'm doing this all right. Effect search in the end phase. Monkey board effect, it's gonna get our Synchron. Let's see here. We will go effect, detach Pegasus, summon the Dynamite, and then we will link these. So here we don't have to activate a field spell because we have the Charge. Link those to Selene. Selene effect, go ahead and summon the Synchron. Synchron with monkey board. Go ahead and get Train for Synchron. synchro those to Barone. And so here we can go ahead and go activate Revolution. Revolution effect, get back our Ignister. And then Ignister effect is going to summon another Majesty Pegasus from the deck. And so we could have activated the effect earlier on Pendulum Summon. It doesn't particularly matter. There's not really a way to do this one greedy like the other ones, but it's fine. You're getting Secret Village, so you don't really have to be too greedy about it anyways. We get the Secret Village. We discard whatever random card. That's a face-off. We contact fuse these two to the Dynaster. We dynamite, add back Pegasus. Make sure you're not activating this Secret Village right now, by the way, because you have Celine, but you just don't want to lock yourself out by any chance. Then we Dynaster effect, do not summon back the Majesty Pegasus from grave, because later that would mean you have to summon it from hand. So we summon the Luster. We link these two into Zealantis. Zealantis effect resets everything. And now we go Ignister effect. This part's important. You have to Ignister for a Luster from deck to get your dragon. So you can go these two into spheres. And then now we Dynaster. So at this point, this is why we want Pegasus in grave. He can summon from hand or grave, but by summoning from grave, we keep the one in hand for follow-up. If we don't have one in grave, we have to summon this one, and that puts us down to 1 card in hand, plus our search card in the end phase. But we would much rather just have this in hand still. So we special this one from the graveyard. We activate the Secret Village, we move to end phase, and we search that Joker, which now is terrific follow-up, because if they somehow crack the board but leave up Secret Village, it's happened to me before, you go normal summon Joker, and your Secret Village is live again, and you're not having to play under it, and you're all good. So now you have the full combo plus Secret Village. In this case, if you get like double even lead or whatever, you have to let go of Secret Village because you can't keep it and Majesty Pegasus. But you can just spheres. I would bounce the charge at this point or the dynamite, and then again just sloth Dynaster them. It's fine. So that's the combo going for Secret Village off of a different 2-card combo because you open one of those extenders that does it for you. Last thing I'll show you is the safe play that doesn't get you Barone but should get you Secret Village with basically your regular 2-card combos. So I will reset real quick. It does take a minute to remember your end phase searches. I used to forget that a lot. Okay, so we're just gonna go with your bread and butter one. Well, I could do the monkey board. It's been a while since, well, no, because that's gonna change how we do things. I'll just show you the standard 2-card combo, but we'll throw in the Secret Village thing like I said. All right, so we got our 2-card combo. It's gonna start the same. We Pegasus for Dynamite, pop the Ignis. Ignis is going to summon your Luster, activate Dynamite, special summon this. Here we are, you can either play it super safe, and but if you're going for Secret Village, it doesn't really matter. You can do her effect now, but if you're searching Secret Village, it honestly doesn't offer you much because if they Nibiru you or whatever, Secret Village won't be live anyways, so you only really activate her effect here if you're going for the Iris to play around Nibiru. Otherwise, we leave her how she is. We Synchro, make Ignister. We still use his effect to get another Pegasus into rotation. If you have another one in hand, you don't have to do that, but otherwise, just always get her to have the second one. We link these two into Beyond. Beyond is still going to grab our monkey board, activate monkey board. We will Pendulum and get one of the Pegasuses, very important this time, and one of the Lusters. This other one can be anything besides the other Pegasus, doesn't really matter. But you want some of this here. Don't use the effect yet because we're being greedy. We overlay to our Magister, effect to search an end phase, monkey board effect to search for the Synchron. All right, so this is where things start to change from what you've seen before. So we go and activate the effect. You can detach the Majesty Pegasus. It doesn't matter what you detach, they're both gonna end up in grave anyways. Summon Pegasus, effect. So here, if we search Secret Village, say we're playing against like Kashtira or something that like really loses a secret village, maybe Sky Striker, who knows, or Purely is a really good one, where you think that the Barone negate is not worth it compared to secret village. So you grab the village, you discard the Synchron. So here what you have to do is, this is where it's important that you can set this face down, because you don't want to village yourself yet. You can probably play under it, but you'd rather not deal with it. So you set that, you link these into your Selene. Selene effect to gain 3 counters. Selene effect to summon your Synchron. Synchron effect, summon Monkey Board and Synchro. So here, because we did not get Sky Iris, we're going to make a second Ignister. So now, if you'll notice, we're at the same point we have been in our previous combos, just minus the Barone, but after we have Sky Iris for Revolution for Ignister, it's the same scenario. So here we just go Ignister effect, we summon our Dynamite, we fuse these two into a Dynaster, make sure to use the Dynamite to add back the Pegasus. We Dynamite effect, do not summon back the Majesty, summon back the Luster. Link these into Zealantis. Zealantis effect. Here, the zones don't matter as much, just put these in the middle ones, or you can put this one off over here if you want. Now on this new state, so here, technically if you wanted to, you could have summoned the Majesty from the grave and left this in there, because this can summon the Luster from grave and this can summon the third Majesty from deck, but I like having a Majesty still in deck. So here we're gonna go Ignister effect, summon a Luster. If you run out of Lusters, you still have Master, so it's fine. We link these into our spheres, and then we Dynaster effect to summon our Pegasus. And now make sure, because I've forgotten to do this before, flip up the Secret Village. I have forgotten to do that before, and it really sucks. Then end phase, we resolve our Magister, and we search for a Joker. So here we have not put up Barone, but we did Secret Village lock them, and we still have the same board otherwise. We have the Joker and the Pegasus plus 3 cards for follow-up. We kept our scale this time. That's a difference between this one and the other version where you have to pop it with your Sky Iris. So it's nice, you have already scales for your next turn, but if you do lose this, it's not really a big deal. You have 5 cards in hand, 2 of which are a scale and a thing that searches half the cards in your deck, and everything else. So the one thing I don't like about this combo, it puts both your Ignisters in the graveyard. So if they do have any way of banishing them, cough cough, Kashtira Birth, I hate that card. If they have a way to get these out of the grave, you are not getting them back if they banish them. And that makes things super awkward. It's doable, but very awkward to play without your Ignisters. So that is a downside. But whatever, it is what it is. On your next turn, if they, let's see, so let's say here you spheres and you summon your Sloth and they just pass. It can be awkward sometimes getting rid of your own Sloth. The way you do it normally is you just Iris pop it, but if you're on this board, then they pass back to you, you draw for turn, doesn't matter what you get. You want to scale your Pegasus and then Dynamite to special summon, and then you search your Sky Iris, and now you can just activate Iris, pop Sloth, grab yourself a Revolution, and you're all set. So that's how you out it on this board. It's kind of a little bit more weird though. That's why you want to make sure whenever you start playing your next turn out, you don't want to immediately normal summon your Joker. If you do that, you have basically no way of clearing him out. However, what you can do, which is really funny, you can Zealantis effect, banish everything, summon it all back, and now his attack is reset to 2250. So if your opponent doesn't have any monsters on board really, you can just push through for lethal like this, and that plays under nib and everything. So that's a funny way of doing it. But yeah, that's the other way. I think that about covers all the basics. But the whole 2-card combo thing is the reason why you can afford to run non-engine, and why you can play like more than 40 cards, because there's a bunch of different 2-card combos that do it. You'll just sort of have to experiment to see what all you can find. I think I found at least like 8 different 2-card combinations or something like that, or once you start getting to like 2.5 card or 3-card combos, there's a ton of them. It's really consistent at that. Droll is a big problem. Sometimes you can still get to like Sphere's Dynaster under Droll, and that's really good because that's just Sphere Sloth plus a bounce. But anything beyond that is kind of hard. So hopefully you like the deck. Hopefully this recording all saved up. And yeah, there's your long-awaited Dracoslayer combo tutorial. Sorry it took so long, but there you go.